Hey guys, this is test 59 game 1. This is the law firm departments game. I would guess I would say it's an ordering game or a matching game. We're basically taking the 7 departments, F, H, I, L, P, S, T, and assigning them to one of 3 floors, top, middle, and bottom. The reason I say this game has an ordering component is because the levels are on top of each other, so T is above M and M is above B, directly of course, and then T is indirectly above B, top and bottom. But it's really more of a matching game just because the ordering component plays a very small role here. It has, H is immediately above I, therefore we have HI, on TM, H or HI on MB. So you have that ordering component there, but other than that, it's really about taking the 7 variables and assigning them to one of the three departments. Anyway, I've laid out some rules that I'll explain. We've got P and T on the same floor, so I put PT in a box horizontally, going on the same level. We've got H and I on different levels with H immediately above I. And then we've got L, going by itself, so I put X next to it. Now I've laid out 4 spaces here for each level just because they tell us that each floor can accommodate up to 4 departments. Now of course, given that there are 7 variables and 12 spaces here, we know that not every single space is going to be filled, but I've laid them out here simply to represent that there is the possibility that any floor could have 4 departments for all that we know right now. Anyway, not too much you could infer here up front. Of course, you could say that, H is never on bottom and I is never on top, but I actually think you could go a bit further with this game, creating 2 different main diagrams based upon the idea of whether we have HI on top middle or HI on middle bottom, and those create our 2 main diagrams for the game. Now, when HI is on top middle, due to the fact that L has to be alone, we know that L will go in the bottom space. So we got L followed on bottom, followed by, of course, the 3 X's, just to remind us that nothing else can go there at all. In the bottom diagram, L will have to go on top with the X's to remind us of the very same thing. Now, the only variables we have left to deal with here are PT, which of course have to go on the same level, and then the variables not mentioned in the rules, which are, we've used up H, we've used up I, used up L, we've used up, P and T, those are on the side. We've only got F and S remaining here, so I'm going to just write those guys down as well. We've got F, and we've got S, and, remember the only real thing left to deal with here is the fact that we only have 3 spaces left on the top and middle levels on the top diagram, and then 3 spaces left on the middle and bottom diagrams here. So we can't have all 4 of these people going on the same level together due to the fact that each level already has somebody there. So anyway, this is our main diagram for the game, these 2 possibilities. So question number 1 is a typical orientation question. We're just going to take one rule at a time and apply that rule to all 5 choices looking for violations. So for example, we know that H has to go immediately above I, so any choice where that does not occur can automatically be eliminated. So choice A has I on the middle and H on the bottom. We need H immediately above I, so for that reason, A is gone. B is good on that issue, C and D are good on it, and then E has H and I spaced apart with H on top, injury on bottom. That's not consecutive. That's not one immediately above the other with H immediately above I, therefore E is gone. And we can move on to another rule. Let's use the fact that L has to appear alone. Any choice where L is not alone is automatically incorrect. So B has L alone, C has L alone, D has L with F when we need F to be alone. So for that reason, we can eliminate D as well. Now, we haven't used these rules yet, so let's move on to those. We know that P and T have to be together. So looking at B, we have probate on the top floor without tax, with tax going on the middle. That's unacceptable, therefore B is gone, leaving C for number 1. Next, number 2, if I and P were both on the middle floor. So the bottom diagram is going to be irrelevant here since it has I on the bottom, we need I on the middle. And if I is with P, we know that T has to be there as well due to the fact that P and T always go together. So therefore, we're going to need to have at least one of F or S on the top level because we can't fit both of them on the middle level. And the other one of F or S could really, S/F could really go to either of them. It could go to top, could go to middle. We just don't know. So anyway, they're asking us what could be true. Could F be on the middle? Yes, it could be on the middle. Like I said, F could go either way. So A is actually our answer for number 2. I will look at the rest though. H on middle doesn't work because H has to be on the top in this diagram. So B's gone. L on top can't happen because we already eliminated that possibility because H was not, I was not on the middle in that diagram, so that's why C was gone. D, S on the bottom. No, S has to be on middle or top. There's no room for S on bottom because L is there. So D's gone. And then E, tax on top. No, tax is on middle because tax always goes with P. So E's gone, leaving A. Next, number 3. What could not be the layout for any particular floor ever? Well, like I said, we can't have all 4 of P, T, F, and S together because we already have a variable assigned to each floor in either diagram. H, I, L are already spread across the 3 diagrams, so there are only 3 empty slots remaining in maximum in any of the open levels. So we can't fit all 4 of P, F, P, S, and T. Any valid answer to this question would have to include, meaning any good scenario would have to include, at least, one of H, I, and L for certain. Obviously, it wouldn't be L, they would have to include H or I. So if you look through the choices here, you see that, A mentions H, B mentions I, D mentions H, E mentions I. Those are all wrong for that reason because they're good, leaving C. And of course, those are all good also because they only mention exactly one of H or I, not both of them, which would be unacceptable, of course. But C is, as I predicted, just simply listing P, T, F, and S in alphabetical order, so it's our answer for 3. Next, number 4, if F and S were together on the same floor. So if we temporarily just box them here for a minute, so we know that one of PT is going on one level that's open, and then FS is going on the other level that's open. They're just asking us, what could be true. Could we have only one thing on the middle? No, because we've got to have either PT or FS, whichever diagram that we're dealing with. So A is gone. Exactly 4 things on the middle. No, we're going to have exactly 3 things on each of the levels that has yet to be filled with, aside from L. So, for example, either we're going to have HPT or HFS wherever H goes, and we're going to have IFS or IPT wherever I go. So we have to have exactly 4 things in the middle, not 3, so B's gone. Looking at C, exactly 2 things on the bottom floor. No, the bottom floor is going to have either exactly 1 thing, L, or it's going to have exactly 3 things, IFS or IPT. So not exactly 2, and C is gone. Looking at D, exactly 3 on bottom. Yeah, that could work. It wouldn't be the top diagram, of course, where we only have L alone, but the bottom diagram, could certainly have 3 when it has IFS or IPT. So D is our answer to 4. I will look at E, though. 4 things on bottom isn't going to work. Either we have only 1 thing L, or we have 3 things IPT or IFS, so E is gone as well, leaving D. Next, number 5, if P was on the middle along with exactly 2 other departments. So in the top diagram, that means that P would go with T on the with I on M, and nothing else would go there, meaning that we'd have to have both F and S going with H on the top diagram, in the top level. In the bottom diagram here, we know that H is going to go with P and T and no one else for that to add up to 3. Then we're going to have both F and S going in the bottom level here. So they're asking us what must be true. Must F go immediately above H? No, F is with H in the top diagram, and then it's immediately below H in the bottom diagram, so A is gone. Next, looking at B, F immediately below L. F is on the top level here, it's below nobody, and in the bottom diagram here, F is 2 levels below L. It's got M, then we've got F, so middle, then F following that, so B's gone. F with S, yes, we have that in both diagrams right here. F and S are together due to the fact that P was with exactly 2 other departments on the middle floor, forcing F and S to go in the other level where they could. So C's our answer to 5. I will look at D and E, though. P and H on the same floor. No, they're on different floors in the top diagram. They're only together in the bottom diagram, not the top, so D's gone. And then E, P, and I together happens in the top diagram, but not in the bottom diagram where they're on separate floors, so E's gone, leaving C.